don't ride for nobody, no badge, no crew. Truth don't play favors, it just come through. I don't take sides, I take time and review. So to put it, let the context break through. If you clean, that stamp stay true.
Hello and welcome to another installment of In Plain Sight. We're going to be going over another case today that it has some details in it that are on towards to a certain population of the planet, and that being the smaller ones, the ones that are not of age to make their own decisions, the small one, the children's. And this individual that you see on the screen before you is brought in for questioning about something. I'll let you guess what until you know what. I can't tell you much about it until it starts. Okay? All right, well, buckle up.
How can I help you? Why do you replace another? What?
A family is left devastated when a little girl's horrifying revelation leads to the arrest of her great-grandfather. But what he tells detectives will prove to be worse than anything they imagined.
My grandson's gonna hate me.
The following is based on official police records released to date, and the footage has never been seen before until now. In 2025, a 4-year-old girl shocks her parents when she alleges that her great-grandfather, Michael Brenton, behaved inappropriately with her while he was babysitting her over the last few months. After learning more about the full extent of the allegation, they decide to report Michael.
How's it going? Are you Michael?
Yeah. Hang on, I'm coming.
Yeah, no worries.
You have a nice house.
Oh, it was supposed to be, has its flaws.
Well, why is it that a lot of these particular individuals have this affinity to hide behind a certain thought process? A lot of them, they hide behind this faux, overly good persona. That's what it is. I'm overly good. You'll see what I mean.
How can I help you?
Well, Michael,
Michael, you're going to be placed under arrest for assault of a child.
A what?
Assault of a child.
Michael is promptly cuffed and transported away from the home he shares with his wife Bonnie and her grandsons. Due to the time frame of the allegation, detectives were unable to complete a SANE kit to collect DNA evidence, leaving them to piece together what transpired through interviews with the victim and Michael himself.
I work in the detective bureau, in our sensitive crimes unit or special victims team. I specialize more so in crimes against kiddos.
So like what?
Kids, juveniles. So you are in custody.
Right.
From my understanding, you would like to speak to me?
Well, they asked me if I would talk.
Yeah.
But then the attorney said not to talk.
Okay.
So how much do you want?
I would just like to speak with you. So you're now willing to answer questions or make a statement?
Yeah. I have a question. This is,
You said
I never saw a police report. I never saw the accusations.
In a forensic interview, the victim would describe in horrific detail what Papa Mike did to her.
Patience is going to be key for both of us here, both me and you out there in TV and phone land. And you might see me smirking. I'm smirking to avoid the opposite reaction. Just so you know. But what you're about to hear him do is not crazy, but it's fairly not sane. And I have to wonder exactly if he talked to his lawyer, if he genuinely thinks that what's he about to say is one, normal or okay, or you'll be the judge.
In an interview with Michael's wife Bonnie, the detectives state that they were inclined to believe the victim's statements to be true due to the disturbing nature of what she shared.
But if there's no evidence to it, it's kind of just he said, she said. So that's kind of how I took this at first, but the thing is, she's 4 years old. A 4-year-old doesn't know stuff like that, right?
I would say probably not.
It's probable that she wouldn't know something like that unless if it was true, correct?
Right.
And the fact that she can straight up say,
Yeah.
5 different people that Papa Mike did this, it makes me believe that this probably happened.
Multiple family members and friends would claim in police interviews that Michael never displayed any questionable behaviors prior to the current allegations. The victim's parents, however, would reveal in interviews and victim impact statements that he had behaved inappropriately with several family members in the past.
You see what? Hey, look. Maybe, just maybe, hear me out. Maybe, just maybe. Take these kinds of statements with some veracity. Just a little of. Say, you know what? Just in case it's legit, run it down the rabbit hole. Just a thought. Run it down the rabbit hole.
Lending further weight to the victim's accusation.
Do you think there would be any reason for her to lie about this or say this?
I know she always likes Papa because she kind of idolizes me because I'll say, can you grab me a kiss? And she'll say, no, Papa. You know, she kind of sees what kind of reaction she's going to get from me when she don't want to kiss me. But I know he just idolizes her. She's just such a cutie.
I'm not saying that grandparents can't think that their grandkids are cutie patooties. That's what you're supposed to think. In fact, grandparents, I heard, are the ones that spoil children the most. I get that. But hear me out, ma'am. Do you think that maybe, just maybe, there could be a few flags floating around somewhere? Yes. Considering what was said before? No? Okay.
Yeah, I just love that little gal.
Yeah, she's real cute.
You know how some kids sit in the back seat and go, are we there yet? Are we there?
Oh, yeah.
No, I hear, love you, Papa. Love you, Papa.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Despite Michael and Bonnie's claims, the little girl's parents tell a very different story in their victim impact statements. They allege their daughter was uncomfortable visiting her great-grandparents' home and would ask to leave as quickly as possible. Yet Michael's own account of their time together appears to unfold very differently.
And it makes me feel good that someone loves me like she does, you know.
Yeah, that's good.
And in my big seat, we watch all her YouTube shows. But if I get up to go to the bathroom, she'll follow me.
I want to do something here. I want to interject something because what you're about to hear is a grown adult old man try his darndest to explain to you how a 4-year-old can do things to create in the mind of a geriatric person the appearance of interest. Trying hard to swallow on that one. Whew. This one got me shaking. This one's got me shaking. All right, here we go.
So I started shutting the door, and she started opening up the door.
Yeah.
Then I started locking the door. She wants to pinch my nose and then hold my lips. And she'll do that when we're in the truck waiting for Grandma's bus to come.
Yeah.
So one day she took all of her little mini babies, whatever they are, and she piled them up on my head, and I'm going, I can't breathe. This ain't good, but anyways, that's sort of where it kind of started. If Mom and Dad found out, we're going to get our butts whooped, you know. But that probably happened all maybe 6 times, but nothing.
Just like playing stuff.
Yeah.
Michael insists that nothing inappropriate occurred until recently, owing to him rarely being alone with her.
Make sure you keep that in mind. Please make sure you keep that statement in mind. It'll come in handy later to explain to you the kind of person that he is. Just keep that parents being around and not around in mind.
Yet the victim's parents allege in their letters that Michael began manipulating their daughter long before the time frame of the current allegations, detailing changes in her behavior, including frequent nightmares, angry outbursts, and other trauma-related symptoms. They also expressed their belief that she was not his first victim.
Then Jordan moved in, and there was no more playing downstairs because he slept during the day. So it wasn't on downstairs time again until like 4 weeks ago. And
She did that again. What was the first time?
last fall.
Like 2024 or 2023?
Oh, 2024.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then how many times do you think she's done that?
6 or 7.
Okay.
But I could have said no, and I didn't.
Who was all home at this time?
Oh, it's just us on Wednesdays.
Oh, where's Vanya?
She's with her girlfriends. She don't get home till 2 o'clock.
Okay.
That's why I try to take her someplace so these things don't, transpire.
The
Yeah, it's like when the Bible says,
Man, stop. Oh my goodness. Like I said, this fake idea of I'm just good, and I'm so good. I'll quote to you this particular place that I'm so good from. 4-year-old, don't remember that, please.
avoid evil,
yeah. If you're not where evil is, then
Yeah.
you won't see it, or you won't find it.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
So you intentionally take her out of the house so this doesn't happen.
Right.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
And it makes it for a fun day, right?
Yeah.
You guys get to go to the pony farm.
Yeah, because I feel bad that it's all happened, and
Did it ever happen anywhere else other than in the basement?
no.
Have you done it when anyone else was home?
No,
Why is that?
because somebody's home.
Okay. Remember I told you to keep in mind a certain statement by the narrator. The police asked him, why has it not happened when people are home? Because people are home. So I want you to get this right. He's blaming the activity on the instigative parts of the 4-year-old. She's the one that does stuff. Now he wants you to believe that the 4-year-old only does it when people are not home. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Has there ever been another time where something like this has happened?
No.
Michael claims that playtime with the victim began to take a turn in 2024, stating he rarely had an opportunity to be alone with her except for their time in the basement. In her forensic interview, however, the little girl would claim her great-grandfather's misconduct extended beyond the basement. The detective decides to question Michael further to better understand how exactly his babysitting of the 4-year-old girl could escalate to such a degree.
Do you enjoy doing this with her? I don't want to say
Yes, yeah. I'm going to say yes and no.
Listen. Linda, listen. Not tell you, I'm like, my whole body is just like, ears tingling. It just, did you ever enjoy? Well, yes. And yes. Yes is in there. And you want me to believe that you're innocent when you say yes is a part of your, and not, no, I don't. No, it's yes and no. Clarify though.
Okay. Tell me more about that.
Well, my wife and I used to be pretty active,
Good
Yeah.
Lord.
and so he likes.
Yeah.
That's why the yes and the no. I told this to Brian. We got in a big tiff here many months ago. I had an affair on her like 25 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't like I love you affair. It was just she had an itch, I had one. So, yeah, Bonnie has been, I told her, I says, when you became a grandma, you stopped being a wife, you know. And I told her, I said, you need to read Corinthians chapter 7, because you're not supposed to do that to me. You know, Apostle Paul is talking about when you're in a time of fasting and prayer, but you've got to come back to your spouse and take care of business.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's might not be in the book for my wife.
Right.
But I stay with her.
So do you get that because right now there's a void with your marriage, right?
Yeah.
It's empty. There's a box there.
Yeah.
She's not fulfilling her duties. If you will. Does that box get a little filled by doing this? Just kind of a little drip of water into the box to fill it, you know, just to feel something in there?
I don't know.
Are you attracted to her, would you say?
No, I just love her because she's just a sweetheart.
You know, maybe it's the definition of love. That's what it is. Maybe we just have a wrong definition of love. That's what it is, and we just don't understand. Kudos to the father for restraint. This man's not saying nothing happened. He's giving you reasons why it's okay that it happened. Okay.
Yeah.
She seems like a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Do you think something more would happen?
No, that would, for me, being 4 years old, that would be harmful.
Good. This one's tough for me. I'm telling you, this one's difficult, very difficult. Oh no, not with a 4-year-old. That'd be harmful. His reaction don't seem to tell me that it hasn't crossed his mind. His reactions tell me that he has thought about it, and it's so normal for him to think about it that it's just nonchalant for him. Man, okay. All right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What if she was like 10, like in like 6 years?
Oh, I didn't want to think of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that your actions were wrong?
Oh, definitely.
Do you think that you should be in jail right now? Based on law, not ethics, moral, or anything like that.
Well, I don't like being here, but I know why I'm here.
Oh,
Do you think it's deserving? Not even necessarily.
Well, you know, God says, what you do in secret, I will shout from the mountaintop.
right.
Yeah.
God's shouting. I know God loves me and forgives me, but I don't want to be sinning, you know, because Jesus says, if you love me, you keep my commandments.
Right.
Remember I said they hide behind a really good thing. He's hiding. Man, that's good. That's real good. A good one. Good one. It's your great grandchild. You know that, right, sir? And if you knew that,
You know, and I'm blowing it here. I didn't want it to be happening. You know, it's that warfare inside you, or like the bad angel, good angel. You know, it's a battle.
how is it a battle? Hear me. How is it a battle when it's your great granddaughter and it's illegal and it's wrong? How's it a battle again? It's a child. It's a battle for him. I guess I should give him credit for being slightly honest about it. I don't know how people see kids and think something like this. News to me.
Yeah.
you know. And I don't want to be fighting. That's what I told Deacon from church. Says I'm just going through a war.
While Michael's account doesn't fully align with the victim's report, he doesn't appear to deny the allegations against him, instead framing them as a personal test and a consequence of the breakdown of his marriage to Bonnie. Following his revelation, Michael must deal with the consequences of his actions, as well as his choice to speak to detectives.
When I get home, I got neighbors. I've seen 3 cop cars in front of my house, seeing me get cuffed. They're going to ask questions. Jake's going to tell his mom. His mom is going to tell my best friend, because they work together.
Yeah.
And I am just going to be shamed.
Shamed. Look. At every turn, this gets worse. Like it's progressively getting more and more.
I pray this conversation doesn't bury me, because as it is, just I know a lot of people are going to find out. And I guess the word shun, family members.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that Bonnie will be accepted at Jake's.
And Bonnie had no idea this was going on?
No. She didn't have any idea until after I got hauled away, and then the police went back there to sit down and talk with her.
You didn't. Now, remember, he said there's nothing untoward going on, nothing at all. But then he said there is something going on. But then he said there's nothing going on to the point where I would, be like, I like this, but I do like it.
So I haven't talked with her.
So you tried calling her or
No.
My grandson's gonna hate me.
Jacob doesn't hate you at all.
I thought it was funny that he didn't answer me when I tried to text him today, because he always answers me even if he's at work. Can't get one person's life straightened out and then something else happens. It just seems like never ending. No matter how much you pray, it's like, just don't give up. I'm so sorry that it happened. I don't know.
It's not your fault. No. And they know that's not your fault.
No, but I should have been taking care of her.
Did I tell you too much? Did I tell you more than a lawyer would expect me to tell you?
I'm not a lawyer.
Yeah.
I just always, like I said, I don't have like.
But does this work against me?
I'm a truth finder.
Mm-hmm.
I have zero skin in the game.
So where does this information go now?
I just read a report.
And then who reads it after that?
The district attorney and your lawyer.
Hmm.
Anything else that you think I should know?
No.
You want to share?
I just hope all I just told you isn't going to put me in jail for long term.
Okay. You see where his concerns lie, right? I hope you see where his concerns lie, because his concerns all of a sudden about him and what's going to happen to him. Nothing about trauma that could have possibly happened to his. He has yet to ask about that grandchild being traumatized at all. It ain't even crossed his mind. Not even a smidgen.
According to court records, 71-year-old Michael Brenton pled guilty to a first-degree offense involving a minor. In their statements, the victim's parents demanded the maximum allowed sentence for Michael, asserting their belief that a shorter sentence would harm their daughter's well-being. Michael was sentenced to 29 years in prison, followed by 10 years extended supervision. It was also ordered that he be placed on the lifetime registry. We had to cut many details from this video for YouTube. Watch our full videos as they were originally made, with no randomly muted words or details.
This individual on the screen before you is a sick individual. How do I know that? I'm going based on what he just said. He blamed the 4-year-old for starting this particular interaction. He told you that it would only happen when people were not home. That would either mean he planned it or he thinks the child makes sure that no one was home before she did something. Either way, that's disgusting. And then he tells you, well, you know, I'm more concerned about people viewing me a certain way than it being true or not. Bruh. There are people like this among us. Among us. Apologize for how calm I had to talk. It might sound a little boring, but I had to keep my animation down, because if I didn't keep my animation down, it'd be at a level that would be demonetizable. Okay. Can't afford that. Can't afford that. These folks, man, they test you. Anyway, be aware. The uncles, the grandparents, the great-grandparents that seem creepy, trust the feeling and keep your kids at bay for a bit until you know more. Please, for your own kid's safety. Your own kid's safety. The most you can do is lose a little bit of trust in the grandparents if something doesn't happen. But in the best case scenario, you just save your kid from being abused. You just let me know. Appreciate you all time. Everything. Let me know what you think about this one in the comment section below. We'll catch you on the next one.
One wrong move turn the present into the past. I don't ride for nobody, no badge, no crew. Truth don't play favorites, it just come through. I don't take sides, I take time and review. So to put it, let the context break through. If you clean, that stamp stay true. If you foul, that show up too. No miss, no spin, no cover up hype. Everything judge in plain sight.